Navigating the insidious illness of Alzheimer's is something nobody asks for. The disease sneaks up on you and your loved one, and it feels like you've been sucker punched in the gut. Then you ask, where do we turn for help? Who do we call? What do we do? These questions and more are what we hope to answer and give you some direction and hope. Now let's join our host, Jeff Edwards.
Greetings and welcome. This is GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers, episode 36. In this episode, we're going to revisit a story about television personality Wendy Williams, and we'll call it an update. Then we'll hear about, and I think this is kind of weird, maybe even a little creepy, but you never know, the sleep problem that could signal dementia. And here's a question for you. You're not getting stressed for the holidays, are you? Well, if you are, we're going to discuss how best to handle holiday stress. We're going to need all the energy we can get for the next week or so you might want to take some notes. Okay, what are the 3 rules we follow here at GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers? Number 1, you have to take care of yourself, because if something happens to you, who is going to take care of your loved one? Number 2, you can't do it alone. You need help. Find a good caregiver group or network with friends and relatives. That's very, very important. And number 3, make a list of people, friends, relatives, co-workers who have offered to help you in time of need. And then make a list of things you need done but can't do yourself because caregiving duties are overwhelming. Use the lists. Start at the top and keep going till you get what you need done. You'll find it very, very helpful. Okay, I gotta find out where I parked the backup sleigh, so let's get along, little doggies. Back a few months, in episode 9 of GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers, we told you about a story featuring Wendy Williams. And here is an update from Newsmax, dated Wednesday, November 27th, 2024, written by Zoe Papadakis. Wendy Williams deemed permanently incapacitated from dementia. Well, Wendy Williams' struggle with the early onset dementia had progressed, leaving her permanently disabled and legally incapacitated, according to her court-appointed guardian, Sabrina E. Morrissey. The update comes as Morrissey continues a legal battle with A&E Television Network's Lifetime Entertainment behind the documentary Where is Wendy Williams?, which explores her guardianship, health issues, and life after the Wendy Williams Show. Now, this case arises from the brutally calculated, deliberate actions of powerful and cravenly opportunistic media companies working together with a producer to knowingly exploit Williams. The documents obtained by People magazine referencing her frontal-temporal dementia diagnosis. FTD is a progressive disease, meaning there is no cure, and the symptoms only get worse over time. Now, according to the filing, the companies behind the series filmed without a valid contract and released without guardians' consent. It also claims that Williams was in a highly vulnerable state and she was clearly incapable of consenting to being filmed, much less humiliated and exploited. Morrissey has requested court approval for limited redactions in specific parts of the ongoing legal case to safeguard the TV host's privacy and dignity, particularly regarding her health, family relationships, and finances. Now, Williams' diagnosis was first revealed in February via a statement released by the former talk show host's medical team, which noted that her conditions have already presented significant hurdles in Wendy's life. Now, Wendy is still able to do many things for herself, the team said in a statement at the time. Most importantly, she maintains her trademark sense of humor and is receiving the care she requires to make sure she is protected and that her needs are addressed. She is appreciative of the many kind thoughts and good wishes being sent her way. Now, after being diagnosed with aphasia and FTD, Williams has been receiving treatment from specialists at Weill Cornell Medicine. These are the same conditions that Bruce Willis was diagnosed with last year. Very interesting.
We'll be right back to GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
Repeat after me. Apple, table, penny.
Apple, red.
When you tell people he has Alzheimer's, but he's in a clinical study, it's
not so hopeless.
Yeah.
Maybe. You know, it's like, I hope we can just hang in there and maybe they'll find something, you know.
Ask me again.
What season is it?
It's when all the leaves down and
I know it's there, but I can't get it.
Yeah.
And it just kills me.
I remember watching Dad interact with the kids and thinking, geez, in 5, 6 years, will he even know who they are? 1 in 10 Americans over 65 has Alzheimer's disease. Learn more today at brightfocus.org.
This is GutPunched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
Found another article from Newsmax, written by Lynn C. Allison, Tuesday, November 19th. This sleep problem could signal dementia. This is a good one. Many studies have linked sleep problems with increased risk for dementia. Previous research determined that individuals who slept fewer than 5 hours per night were twice as likely to develop dementia and twice as likely to die, compared to those who slept 6 to 8 hours per night. Now, a new study finds that nightmares are linked to a higher risk for cognitive decline and dementia. According to HuffPost, data gathered from several studies has shown that people reporting a higher frequency of nightmares at least once a week are more likely to be diagnosed with cognitive decline. In fact, middle-aged adults who experience weekly nightmares had 4 times the risk for cognitive decline, while older adults with similar experiences had twice the risk of being diagnosed with dementia. One of the principal researchers, Dr. Abidemi Otaiku, a research fellow at Imperial College London, suggested that frequent nightmares may be an early sign of dementia. He also hypothesized that regular nightmares may be one of the causes of dementia. We've demonstrated for the first time that distressing dreams or nightmares can be linked to dementia risk and cognitive decline among healthy adults in the general population, he stated. This is important because there are very few risk indicators for dementia that can be identified as early as middle age. While more work needs to be done to confirm these links, we believe bad dreams could be a useful way to identify individuals at high risk of developing dementia and put in place strategies to slow down the onset of the disease. Now, if you suffer from disruptive nightmares, consult your doctor. According to the Sleep Foundation, therapy is one way to help address nightmares. This includes cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and psychotherapy, along with other types of recognized therapeutic treatments. Whoa, okay, that makes you think, doesn't it? Wow, Lynn C. Allison must be busy writing a lot of articles. Here's how to best handle holiday stress from Friday, December 6th. 'Tis the season to be jolly, but nearly 9 out of 10 U.S. adults say that despite feeling joyous, they are also feeling overwhelmed this holiday season, according to the American Psychological Association. The main stressors include finances, missing loved ones, and anticipating family conflict at holiday events, which means no politics. I added that one. Here are some expert tips on how to reduce the anxiety that accompanies the holiday season. Avoid travel tension. Even though your jaw may be clenched in frustration, try putting on a half smile to relieve the tension, advises psychologist Jenny Tates. If you soften your face, you're more likely to make peace with your situation, she tells NPR. If you must travel, try to make it easy on yourself by selecting direct flights and limit your driving by car to 1 or 2 events. Don't overschedule yourself. Experts at the UC Davis Health recommend focusing on the activities that are most fun for you. Plan your time wisely to avoid the frustration and stress that comes from overdoing celebrations that you don't enjoy. Here's a good one. Manage gift giving. Bigger is not always better. So stick to your budget and send a gift of endearment showing that you care without breaking the bank. Try making or baking gifts that can bring you as much joy as the recipient. Be responsible about food and alcohol consumption. Moderation is still the key, so avoid peer pressure to overindulge. Stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water. Enjoy family on your terms. While it can be joyful to spend time with family members, often it can also be stressful. Feel free to take breaks, go for a walk, or spend time alone to regain your composure. Again, no politics. Set boundaries about conversations. Everyone has an opinion, but to avoid conflict during holiday gatherings, it may be necessary to set ground rules to avoid division and tension. Again, take a break if your efforts to minimize conflict are not successful. Make time for yourself. There may be pressure to be everything to everyone, but remember that you are also important, says psychologist Judy Korinsky, co-author of Resilient Health. Schedule time to get a massage, take a long walk, or simply put your feet up and listen to fine music. Above all, get enough sleep. Self-care is critical during the holidays. Set realistic expectations. No holiday celebration is perfect. Look at the inevitable mishaps as opportunities to demonstrate resilience and flexibility. A lopsided tree or burned brisket won't ruin your holiday. In fact, we often look back at holiday bloopers with a smile or chuckle. Learn to let go of perfectionism because it doesn't exist. Volunteer. Being of service to others helps us appreciate what we have. You can adopt a less fortunate family and make their holiday shine. Volunteer at a soup kitchen, wrap gifts for foster children, or join in community celebration. Your holiday will be happier if you've warmed someone's heart. Honor the losses of the year. Holidays can be especially challenging if you've lost a loved one. Make space for your grief and consider changing your traditions to make your feelings more manageable. And that's by the experts of UC Davis Health. Get help if you need support. Lean on friends, family members, even medical personnel if you find your anxiety overwhelming. If you are experiencing a mental health crisis, call or text 988 or talk with the experts at the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. And my tip, don't let it get to that point. So that was interesting as we are kind of moving into the holidays mayhem coming up. Just depends on your attitude. Chill.
We'll be right back to Gut Punched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
I was in charge of my mother since she retired from work. When she was diagnosed with Alzheimer, it just turned my life like upside down. It was difficult for me to identify because she normally forget where she left the keys or if she has something to do. She can have a conversation like normal with a neighbor, but suddenly she comes to me and she say, "Who's that? I don't know who's that." And she started like repeating the same questions. And when she was diagnosed, she said, "What are you telling me? No, I don't have this." Because she didn't want to recognize what was happening to her. 1 in 10 Americans over 65 has Alzheimer's disease, and 2/3 are women. For more information, go to brightfocus.org.
This is Gut Punched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers.
This episode was a bit shorter than most. We hope you found some of the information very helpful. Our next episode will be something a little different. Maybe we'll even have a few surprises for you. But we will review what we did a few episodes back and go over tips for caregivers for the holidays. It's always very important. If you know someone who has a family member or friends who are dealing with a loved one who has Alzheimer's or any type of dementia, please share this podcast with them as we grow it to reach more caregivers and provide them with hope and direction. We would appreciate that very much. For more information, you can check out Alzheimer's Support Network at alzsupport.org/about-us. And from the Dubin Center, dubincenter.com. To find your local chapter of the Alzheimer's Association, you can visit alz.org/local resources/find your local chapter. Dr. Perry's HealthSpan Partners website is healthspanswfl.com. And for more information on the great program called The Guide, it's probably easier to just Google it, Edge it, or DuckDuckGo it. Our website is gutpunched.com, and the email address is gutpunchedac@outlook.com. Thanks for joining us, and please come back again for more helpful information and resources. God bless.
This has been Gut Punched, Alzheimer's and Caregivers, with your host, Jeff Edwards. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to us on all the platforms like Spotify, Apple, Pandora, and more. If you have a question or you want to get in touch, our email is gutpunchedac@outlook.com, or you can visit our website at gutpunched.com.